So this question is simplify and evaluate. Okay, whenever you see the word evaluate, right, if possible, right? So evaluate means at the end, you shouldn't see any more exponent. Okay, no exponent. Okay, let's write that down. No exponent. Right, and then do not use calculator, okay, without calculator for any question here. Right, so I will go over, let's go over first couple of them, okay? I think the first two, okay, together. So let's look at A, right? Does anyone have a suggestion how to start, right? Where do we begin? Colin, how do you want to start this question?
Expand the exponents first.
And what do you mean exactly?
So like,
Can you say that one more time?
multiply the 2 and the negative 1/3.
Oh, 2 and negative 4 with negative 1/3, sure. Yeah, that's one way to go. Okay, so you can do that, right? Like this. Okay. Oh. All right, so like Colin said, we're going to multiply in the exponents, okay? So you would get 8 over 27 to the negative 2/3, and then 8 over 27 positive 4 over 3. Okay, what should we do now? What should be our next step now? You sure?
Flip the negative exponent one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 27 over 8 and then 2 over to the power of 2 over 3.
Oh, so you want to flip it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's okay. Yeah, anyone else had so and other things?
Can't you just do negative 2 over 3 plus 4 over 3?
Yeah, okay. The other thing you should also notice is that we have this inside the bracket is the base, right? And they are the same for a reason, right? So because they are the same, we can add the exponent when they multiply together, right? So that way we don't have to deal with so many parts, little parts, okay? So we can do that even at the beginning, right? At the beginning, we could do that as well, okay? So we'll do it two different ways and we can compare, okay? On the left side, we do it this way. First, we bump in the exponent and add, okay? So on the left side, same base. When multiplying same base, we add exponents. So once you add them up, what do you get, Eric? What's the new exponent?
Pardon? You get 2 over 3, right?
Yeah, 2 over 3, okay? And then after that, we evaluate that. The 2 over 3, we can also share in to both of the thing inside, right? Inside is dividing, same exponent, we can share the exponents for multiplying and dividing inside. So each of them gets 8 to the 2 over 3, 27 to 2/3. And that can be evaluated, right? The third means cube root. So we will cube root and then square, okay, for both top and bottom. So what will be the final answer then, Brendan?
4 over 9.
Yeah, very good, 4 over 9. Okay, so this is one way to go, right? We can bump in the exponents and then try to simplify more. If I just simplify right away, right? Look at the same question again. Because first thing you saw, oh, we have 8 over 27 for both of the base. So we could add them up, add the exponents. Oh, circle the exponent we are adding, right? The 2 and the -4. If we did that at the first step, then it just become -2 here, and then outside you have -1/3. And then right away you will have 8 over 27 to the 2/3, right? Because you multiply exponent, and it will give you the same answer. Okay, just a different option, but it ends up the same. Okay. All right, next one, question B. So question B, you have decimals, right? In a fraction, that's very weird. Okay, we gotta figure that out, what to do with that later. But for this one, we can find each little parts first, right? Because the exponents already shared, right? Okay, so where do we begin? Aaron?
You you the exponent
Yeah, which part? Which part do you want to do first?
0.09.
To the half? Okay, so what would that equal?
Yeah, so will be 0.3.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's a square root. And then 0.008 to the 1/3, Eric?
I think it's 0.2 times 1 over 8.
Okay, 0.2 for the 0.008 times 2 to the -3 is at 1 over 8. But you could also,
Yeah.
because there's a negative exponent, right? That means it can,
You put on the top.
yeah, very good. Okay, flip over to the top. So it will go up and then become 8, right? Will that be too fast? Okay, let me slow down. All right, it goes up, it'll become 2 to the 3. Okay, then that will be 8. So after that, we just multiply it out. Okay, 8 times 0.3, that's 2.4, 0.2. And what will be the final answer now? Nathan?
12.
12, yeah, very good. Okay, so remember you cannot leave your answer like the 2.4 over 0.2. Okay, it's a decimal inside a fraction. So you could, if you're not sure how to make it into a fraction or how to simplify that, you look at number of decimal place, right? If you have 1, okay, yeah, right? They both have 1 places, then you multiply top and bottom by 10. Okay. Yeah. So top and bottom multiply by 10, then that will give you 24 over 2, and then that simplifies to 12. Okay, so I'll let you guys finish C and D, okay, by yourself. Think about how you can simplify it using exponents. Okay, when you get the answer, you can raise your hand. Okay, for question C and D, you have radical there, right? So my suggestion is change them into exponent first, because you have the rules, right? The laws for exponent. So turn them all into exponent and then think about what to do after that. Okay, raise your hand if you are finished. C and D. Okay, Yosher and Nathan, do you have any questions?
I'm almost done.
Okay. All right, Colin, what's your answer for C?
2.
Huh?
2.
2, okay. And Eric, what's your answer for D?
I have 5.
5. Okay. All right, does anyone want to add in answers? Anyone got different answers for C and D? Everyone got the same? Okay, then we'll quickly go over how to do this one. Okay, you can compare with your steps, right? For C, if we change them all into exponent, then the inside, right, the cube root part, that is the cube root, will turn into 1/3, right? And then the outside, the red, will be the square root, 1/2. Okay, so once you turn that into exponent, we can see we can multiply the exponent together. I give you 1/6, right? So maybe in the future, you could go straight from the question to here, right? You see a cube root, you see a square root, then it's 2 times 3, give you 1/6. All right, remember it's 1/6, not 6. So if it's 1/6, it means it's the 6th root. So you need to think about one number times itself 6 times can give you 64, right? And the answer will be 2. Okay, so of course you can do it differently, right? Figure out the inside. Inside is 4. And then square root that will also give you the 2, okay? Either way. Now for question D, it will be impossible to do it the second way like before, right? Because if you look at inside, you have a square root of 125, which we cannot figure it out, right? Square root of 125, 125 is not a perfect square, okay? So for question D, you can only figure it out when you turn it into exponents. Okay, so that's the difference between C and D. So if I use color, okay, so 1/6 is the outside one, and then the 4 is the blue one, right? And then the green is the inside. All right, so first thing we'll make 125 to the half, right? Rewrite it, the green part, and then we have outside you have a 4, and then outside you have 1/6. Okay, compare the colors. So we change the square root, the radical into exponents. Now we can multiply all the exponents together, right? 1/2 times 4 times 1/6. What does that equal? You sure?
1/2.
1/2?
No, wait, pardon?
All the 3 exponents, right? We have 3 exponents here. When you multiply them together, what do you get?
1/3.
Yeah, 1/3. All right. So at the end, you end up with 125 to the 1/3, and which means it's the cube root, right? So cube root of 125. Okay. Yeah, so that will give you the 5. Okay, so you can compare your methods or with mine. Okay, does anyone did it differently? You can let me know. Okay, we'll look at question E. Okay, question E and F, I put a star last time, right? Those two, there are easy way to do it and the harder way to do. Okay, so let's see, how do you guys want to do these questions? We'll look at E first. Anyone want to try, like give us a first step, what to do first? There are common mistakes here, okay? Anyone wants to give a suggestion how to start? Brendan, what do you think? If you want to do this question, how do you start this?
Divide, or like distribute the bottom to the top.
Okay, how do I write it? Can you tell me what to write?
So it becomes 2 to the power of -2 plus 2 to the power of -1.
2 to the power of -2
Oh,
plus,
wait.
hmm?
And 3/2. Sorry.
Hold on, 2 to the power of -2.
Wait.
Okay, I'll erase first, let me know. Slowly, okay?
Just change them to positive exponents first. Change them to the positives first.
Okay, how do I write it?
I guess you would flip them around.
So, what do I put? Can you tell me what to write? Yeah, Brennan?
Is it
Flipping, right? Yeah. How do you want to flip?
change it to 1/2 to the power of 4, right?
1 over 2 to the power of 4, yeah? And then?
Yeah, and plus 2. Well, 1/2 to the power of 3.
Okay, hold on. 1 over 2 to the power of 3, yeah?
Divided by 2 to the power of 1/2 to the power of 2.
Oh, so the denominator is 1 over 2 to the power of 2, like that.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Okay, okay, and then let's carry on, okay? That's a good start. We make everything positive first. And then?
I change the bottom to, like, I expand the bottom.
Okay. Bottom becomes?
1/16
Oh,
plus
okay.
1/8, and then 1/4.
And 1 over 4. Okay, and then we just figured out each part, right? We can add the top together, right? Makes a new fraction, and then divide it by another fraction at the bottom. Okay, so let's let everybody do it and find the answer, okay, from here. Right, so once you got the final answer, you can raise your hand, and then we're gonna talk about a different way, okay? Okay, does anyone have question about how to add fraction, divide fractions? Only one person raised their hand. Are you guys done? Eric, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, please raise your hand, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Nathan, what's your final answer?
I got 3/4.
3/4. Okay, let me write it down, 3/4. Sarah, how about you?
3/4 as well.
Okay, so let's see, all right? Does anyone have a different way to do this question, right? Because there's a lot of fraction going on here.
You can subtract the 2 and -2 to the top. So it would be 2 to the power of -2 and 2 to the power of -1.
Oh, okay, so you are dividing each of them by the denominator, right? That's why you're subtracting. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's write down this is method 1. Okay, and then we look at method 2. Right. So we can split, right? Split the denominator. So you have 2 to the -4, right? And then divide by 2 to the -2, and then plus 2 to the -3, divide by 2 to the -2, right? Split into two fractions. But you can only do that if the denominator has only one term. Okay, then you can do the splitting, right? Because if you look at question F, you have two terms, right? What I mean two terms is one is this one, 3 to the -3. The other one is 3. So this you cannot split, okay? Because the denominator is one big thing, okay? So the second way, you cannot do that, okay? For question F. But this one, right, question E is okay. So once you split, then it becomes two parts, right? You just focus on each one. So like he said, subtract the exponent, 2 to the -2 to the -1, right? And then change each one. 1/4 plus 1/2 also give you the same thing. Very good. Any other ways? We can learn a lot from just one question, right? Any other methods? Anyone did it differently? Eric, which way did you do?
I did it the first way.
First way, okay. Did anyone else do it differently?
Actually, I just like flipped them over. Like I put two over top, and then 2 to the power of 4 plus 2 to the power of 3 on the bottom.
Oh, okay. That's a very good, but it's a good mistake, okay? Which is something I expect someone will do it, right? So let's write it down, okay? This is a very, very good example. So remember, you can't, okay, I'll write it up here. You cannot change to this. Then I'm curious, how did you come up with the right answer? Did you match the same answer, Eric?
I got 1/6.
Yeah, so it's different, right?
Yeah.
Answer should be 3/4, okay? So the reason why you cannot flip, because we learned that negative exponent you can flip, right? But this one you cannot flip, it's all because there's an adding. Okay, if you look back to the exponent law, okay, the flipping, negative exponent, right? If you look at these four examples that we had, when we do the flipping, they are all alone, right? 3 to -2 is alone, 2 to -3 is alone. There's nothing add to it, okay? So if you have something adding, okay, let's go to the page. Right, we have 2 to -3, 2 to the -4 plus 2 to the -3. I'll highlight that. You have to think of it as inside a bracket. So they are attached together by a plus sign. So you cannot just flip them flip them to the other side. You can only flip if the question is like, okay, coming out of space here. Okay, let's put it up here. If the question is like this, 2 to the -4 times 2 to the -3 over 2 to the -2. Okay, then this is okay. This one, if they are all multiplying and dividing, then you can flip them upside down. Okay, so this one, you can change to 2 to the 2, 2 to the 4, right, and 2 to the 3. This one will be okay. Okay, this one is okay. Okay, this one is no. Okay, remember this one. All right, so same thing with question F. All right, question F, you cannot say, okay, let's change the 3 to the 1 to the bottom, right? So this one, I write everything change, right? So 3 to the 1 go down, 3 to -3, let's make it go up. And then 3 to the -2 go down. Oops, -2. Then where are we going to put a +3? Then we have a problem. Do we just stuck it on the bottom at that place, right? Stick it there. So that doesn't make sense, okay? So remember this one is not good. Okay, so cannot flip, okay? It's all because there's an adding or subtracting, okay? They are tied together, okay? This is a common mistake, okay? I'm glad someone did this so everyone can learn from it. Okay, but we still have a third method, okay? A third way which I prefer. But I'm still looking for a suggestion. Did anyone else did it differently? No, no one else did it differently. Okay, so I'm going to show the way I prefer, okay? The way I would do this. You can do it this way when you see a question like this, right? A lot of negative exponents inside, right? And they're add and subtract. The problem with, not the problem, okay? What makes it more difficult in method 1 is you get too many fractions, right? Unless you're very good at fractions, right? Then it's no problem. So what I do is I try to make all the negative exponent become positive by multiplying by the most negative number. Okay, that's a weird way to say it. If you look at the all the exponent, right? We have -4, -2, and -3. Which number is the most negative? Nathan?
-4.
Yeah, okay. So if I can make the -4 go away, then everything else can go away as well. So the way to do that is because most negative is -4. So I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by 2 to the 4 to cancel out. okay? When you multiply top and bottom by the same number, you are not changing the question because it's the same as multiplying by 1, okay? So it's okay to do that. So when I do this, the top can distribute, right? Because you have two terms on the top. The bottom, you just multiply with the same base, okay? So for the numerator, when you multiply in, right, 2 to the 4, distribute inside, you would add an exponent. That will give you 2 to the 0 for the first one, plus 2 to the 1, right? Negative 3 plus 4. Right? And then denominator will be 2 to the 2. Does that make sense? Can you raise your hand if you understand what I'm doing now? Okay, Brandon, yeah, good. Okay, so once you get here, right, it feel much easier, right? 2 to the 0 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 over 4, you're done. Right? Isn't that much easier, right? You don't need to deal with fraction. But the reason why we choose 4, right, 2 to the 4, we don't choose other ones, because the negative 4 is the most negative number, okay? If it's negative 5, then you times 2 to the 5. If it's 2 to the negative 7, you times 2 to the 7, right? You choose the most negative. But if you're comfortable with method 1, right, then you do method 1. But method 2 is only for one term in the denominator, right? So you have 3 options. You learn what you can do, what you cannot do, okay, from this one, okay? So I'll let you guys do question F now. And when you finish F, you can raise your hand, okay? You can choose whatever way you like as long as you feel confident, right, of what you're doing. But for me, I would choose the method 3, okay? So raise your hand when you're done. Okay, if you do it by the third method, it should be almost done by now. All right, Aaron, what's your final answer?
3 over 14.
3 over 14, okay. Colin, what's your answer?
I got 3 over 41.
3 over 41, okay. Brandon, what's your answer?
I tried it 2 ways. I got 3 over 41 for the fraction way, and I got 3 over 2 for the third method.
Oh, 3 over 2. Okay, okay, interesting. Okay. We have 3 different answers now. Okay. Yosher, what's yours?
I got 3 over 14.
3 over 14. Yeah, okay, okay. We have sort of like 2 votes for the first one, 2 votes for the second one. Okay. Eric, are you still working or what's going on?
I have 3/2.
Oh, okay. Well, 2 for each. Okay. Sarah, what do you vote for?
I got 3/41.
3/41. Okay, so far 3/41 is the winner. Okay, so let's see, right? We have different methods here. So for me, right, I would choose the method 3, and then let's see what's happening with the method 1, right? If we do it with method 1. Okay, so if I multiply top and bottom by the same number, right? Nathan, what would you multiply with?
Pardon, Jason, what did you say?
So which method did you use?
I used the first method.
Oh, you did? Okay, if
Yeah.
we do it the third method, what would you multiply by?
Would you multiply by like 3 to the power of 3?
Yeah, okay, you choose the most negative, okay? So let's see what happened when I do that, right? So we multiply by 3 to the 3, 3 to the 3. Oh, I just want to check, okay? How many of you use method 3? Can you raise your hand? No, only 2 of you tried it? Okay, the rest of you use method 1, I guess. Right, so we'll do both ways still, okay? We got too many answers here. Right, so if I do that, right, because you're supposed to get same answer, doesn't matter which way, right? If you do it right, you distribute 3 to the 3, right, multiplied by the first term, it'll be 3 squared. Okay, 3 squared minus 3 to the 1, right? When you multiply, you add an exponent. For the denominator, it'll be 3 to the 0, right? Because -3 plus 3 to the 4. Okay? And then you can find each one, right? Each part. 9 minus 3, 1 plus, this is 81. Right? 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3, and then times 3, 81. So that should give you 6, right? 6 minus 9 minus 3 over 82. Reduce that. Should be 3/41. Okay, answer should be this one. All right, so for those of you got the other two, right? Let's see how you got it, okay? So we changed them all into fractions, right? 3 to -1, 1/3, 1/9, right? 1/27, and plus 3. Do you guys have same thing so far, right? Those of you did it method 1. Okay, so Colin, are you there?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, okay, which answer did you get?
Yeah. I got the one on the right.
Yeah, so did you get 3/14 or 3/2?
3/41.
Oh, you got 3/41. Okay, who got 3/14?
Oh, I did. I just added wrong.
Oh, okay. Add the fraction, yeah.
Yeah, same. I also added wrong.
Okay, so yeah, so like I said, right, fraction, unless you're 100% confident, right, you're okay with fraction, easier to make a mistake. Even I make a mistake too when you do fraction. So usually I try to avoid fraction if possible, right? So let's add it slowly, okay? We need to get common denominator, right, for top and bottom. So that will be what? 3/9, right? 3/9, so 2/9, right? After you subtract. And then the bottom part common denominator will be 27. So that will be what? 81, right? 82/27. Right? If you add them up and subtract them, right? Now you need to divide. 2 over 9 divided by 82 over 27, you need to flip. So become 27 over 82, right? And then you can start reducing, right? I can't believe you guys actually chose method 1 to do it, okay? And then so much work. And 1 and 41, okay? So you end up the same. Any questions so far? Anyone? Right? So you can see it does make a difference, right? When question gets more difficult. So choose the right method, right? Practice. Don't be afraid to try new things. Okay, let's finish last two, okay, before we take the break. All right, question G. Here you get variables, right? Variables means it can be assigned with different values. So here it tells you that A will be 4, B will be negative 27. Okay, what's your suggestion on how to start this one? How do you want to begin this? Eric? How do you start?
You
Yeah.
put, like, you substitute the variables in.
Okay, and you replace
So
all
like
the variable
4
with
to the
the
power of
numbers.
negative 7.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
Yeah, you put the numbers in, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I mean.
What if I don't want to put the number in first? What else can you do first?
You can like simplify it.
Yeah, okay. So if you put it in, it's not wrong. It's just a lot of number down, right? So we could simplify the expression before we start plugging in the numbers. Okay, so I would like you guys to simplify the expression first. Simplify. Okay, we'll plug it in after we simplify everything. So raise your hand when you finish simplifying. This one, right, you need to know how to do fractions too, okay? We have exponent as fraction. Let me know if you don't know what to do to simplify. To simplify that question, it will be similar to like question M, right? Question M, you have the S and the T, right? Simplify the similar using exponent laws. Check the expressions. Brendan, what do you have? It will become a to the what?
3 over 2 and b to the power of negative 2 over 3.
And b to the negative 2 over 3?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, okay. Eric, what about you?
I have the same thing.
Same thing. Okay, Nathan, how about you?
I got a to the 7 over 10 times b to the 5 over 6.
Okay, a to the 7 over, let me write it down, 7 over 10, b to the what?
5/6.
5/6. Okay, can you tell me what you did?
I divided -7/2 and -5.
Oh, okay. So when you divide, right, let's say if you have 5 to the 7 divided by 5 to the 2, how do you simplify this?
You do like 7 take away 2.
You have to do subtraction, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
because they are
Okay.
exponents. Okay, so you need
Okay,
to.
now I know what I made a mistake on.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Yeah, so now these exponents are okay, right? Let me just quickly check. So when you subtract -5, it's like adding, yeah, 3/2 is good. Subtract 12/3, yeah, that's also good. Okay, so now we are ready to plug in. So be 4 to the 3/2. -27 to the -2/3. Okay, so you just need to evaluate those two. Okay, so please raise your hand when you have the final answer. Are we done? This one is not too hard. Last step. Eric, do you have any trouble?
I have 8/9.
8/9. Okay. Aaron, how about you?
I got 8/9 as
8/9. Okay. Did anyone didn't get 8/9? Let me know. Okay, so I can explain how to get 8/9. Okay, so we're all good. We'll look at H. Okay, so H, they looks like there's nothing to simplify, right? All different letters. This one is just there's no numbers to sub in, right? Question H. So you just bump in the exponents. Okay, so and then simplify the numbers. I'll let you do this by yourself. This one is similar to homework. Okay, so I think should be no problem. Raise your hand when you're done. Okay, so share and the exponent to each one of them. So for this one, it's not really evaluate. Okay, as you will still have variable at the end. So this one will fall into the category, right? Evaluate if possible, right? So that one is not possible to evaluate, but we could still simplify it. Are we done? Please raise your hand when you're done. Okay, let me share in, okay? I'll go over the first step. Multiply with the negative 15, that'll become positive. Multiply with the 12 will give you a negative, right? And then for the negative 64 is still an exponent, okay? And with the x will become a negative. Right, Colin, Eric, and Nathan, how far are you?
I'm at the same step.
Okay. So your final answer, you cannot have negative exponents, okay? So you can see that these are multiplying, right? In between, they are multiplying, so it's okay to flip. Okay, so compare with the one on the top, question F and question H. Question F, you have add and subtract, so you cannot flip, okay? But for H, they are multiplying, so it's okay to flip. Okay, Eric, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your final answer look like?
I have negative 4 times w to the power of 5 times x. And then on the bottom, I have y to the power of 4.
Okay, yeah, looks good. Okay, so negative 64 gets to flip up and cube root, right? And then the x and y, they swap place. All right, so let's have a break. We'll come back at 11:25. Okay, see you soon.